All right, South by Southwest. My name is Ras Kerbo, representing the Electronic Music School Rumkraft. This is my live set, just built to do improvised electronic music, and I'm happy to take you on a tour.